Whoa, I think I timed that right, and I hope I can be heard. This is a entirely new setup, and it's not even done yet. I was trying to finish printing a layout piece to hold the bottom monitor. I have Oh, thank you. And we have Shergal here, and Shergal's the only one chatting, but we do have other people watching. Whoever else is watching, Please say hello to me. I'm so lonely. No. Yes. But no, I'm working on warp speed on Typhon reprint. See, several things are not right with the Typhon, especially in stability, and it's something I'm working on. But we're not showing that on the stream today. We're gonna actually wait. We should show it on the stream today, just to show you where I'm at. We had an order way back during Fifth Frontier War, which was Shergal's order, for the one single the Typhon, and I've learned my lesson. I'm never offering a giant ship again. They are nightmares. I mean, the long ships like this, because the stackable ship, you get to solve problems in each little piece, and each one's independent, and that's very convenient. The big ships, they are so much extra work. But I did want to share. I was playing with trying to write a program to sort the STLs into step folders with their quantities. Then I remembered 3DO actually already has that feature called export, and you can name it by quantity and separate it by folder. Alex Klassen, hello from France. We were gonna go to France this year, but something happened in my mini factory told us now we might be going to Italy or something. I don't remember, or some other country. And I'm so sad because Italian hot chocolate's terrible. French hot chocolate's amazing. The cornstarch or something. There's some kind of thickener in Italian hot chocolate, and I'm a big fan of hot chocolate. I'm a snob of hot chocolate. I say that, and yet I don't buy Nestle. I personally avoid them. But someone gifted me a thing of Nestle hot chocolate, which is just, American hot chocolate has no fat. It's not great in that way. I always add like a cream or something. I have in there a thing of Nestle hot chocolate, and I just keep adding cocoa powder without sugar because I like it to be a little more bitter. But I could start adding little chunks of chocolate in there. That actually would still work, like tiny cut up some chocolate nibs, and that will be closer to French, but not by much. Not really. Not really. Okay, let's talk about, I don't know how the audio quality is, but I do know that I'm on a built-in webcam, which I was very happy. Well, as long as it's French hot chocolate. Or another one, but just not, I don't like how it's like drinking pudding when you drink Italian. The traditional Italian hot chocolate. This is the Typhon. This was the order. Now, these little purple things are just temporary landing gear. They are to protect it during shipping because these doors will snap. I can't afford an egg yolk. I'm American. I add cream. Okay, so this is a fascinating. This thing is so much more stable than the original Typhon, and that's because of these splits are done differently, and the bottom hole is the biggest difference. It's so much easier to work with, not to assemble, but to move it and fiddle with it and take decks out. I'm very happy with that. And if you're wondering why one's separating, it's because it doesn't have the other piece in. So I'm just gonna put that in. No, not the British pudding. Oh, that would be horrible. Let me put that back. I want to also show you rocks. Now, I try to make sure this doesn't look appropriate when I bring it. So there we go. Yeah. See, before I was going to stand up and show the rocks and they were down. It just looked wrong. I tested that, saying, how would that look? And it is actually warm in here. I'm turning on the fan. You can see the fan. It says hello. This was I think the Beowulf has more volume, but the Typhon is bigger. No. Mary. Okay, so this was the rock. I did not make this rock, but a person handed me to me and says, can you make something in this shape, but bigger? It doesn't have to have the exact same details. And this rock actually has some really cool extra features, which I did not put in my copycat. But they wanted it bigger, so here's my copy of it. And I was very happy with that. It's a big old rock. And then they needed 4 of these. And there's going to be more. I have 2 more big old rocks printing on these spare printer. The other three are working entirely on Typhon. And if you're wondering, why don't I work all four on Typhon? The top printer's print quality has problems, and I've been working on it, but I just think I got a limit of a printer. My rock. The funny thing is this weighs more than this, so let me put that back. One moment. I'm almost going to start the stream proper. This section is just getting back into streaming. This is the new setup. I'm actually very happy with it. I would show you, but I need to get a for wargaming, I think. Actually, no, not for wargaming. Diorama. Sorry. I should have answered correctly. I'm thinking of wargame is diorama, but it's not. It's I don't know. The original has a seam line. I don't know how it was made, but it's pretty heavy. I think it was injection molded as two pieces because of this big seam, and then just glued together with maybe like a weight inside because it feels like some kind of vinyl or plastic. Diorama. This is actually really great. I'm very happy with this setup. I know it looks like I'm looking down because the chat molded self-skin forming expanded foam. I have no idea. I'm not that good on materials when it comes to other processes. Are you, Alex? Because if you know all this stuff, that's awesome. And I want to talk about, what are we doing today? We're not be working on anything on the printers because they're all busy, and the Typhon, I've already managed to get enough work for them to last through Wednesday Wednesday evening. I have, well, actually no, I have more than that. I have all the way until Thursday midnight, around 2 to 3 in the morning. I don't use AM, but people expect it, so I'm saying in the morning to understand. And I expect to make a few more today, but I already have so much backlog. I already done all the way to step 58. There were very robust wargaming buildings made this way. Ah, okay. And is that why they have these little seam and join lines? Eric Anderson, it is good to see you. I'm your neighbor from South Carolina, USA. I'm going to go turn on the air conditioning because I know it's never, I have seldom run it, but it is starting to get a bit warm. There you go. I have it set. There's no way to set the thermostat to Celsius, so I have to use the Fahrenheit system with it. And it's now been set to 73F, which is 23. We'll just say 23C. It's close enough. So I hope everyone likes the new setup. I hope you like this method because that actually makes it a lot easier for me to stream longer, and it's far more comfortable. I have my laptop on a very tall stand. In fact, let me see if I can show that to you. I'm going to do a minor screen. Yeah. Let's see what happens. I'm going to share, I'm going to go to the work screen. Ignore this. This is, I don't even know what this is. Let's do image 6948. So this is the setup. I have a little small keyboard. It's a membrane. I did cheap out and just got a SteelSeries membrane because I wanted it to be quiet, and I don't want to spend the $110, $20 to get a quiet mechanical. And you can see I originally had Dr. Pepper. I've always switched to, instead of spicy barbecue water, I switched to just regular water. And then there's that On top of it is a Huion canvas. That's a screen, so I can put my chat there. And since it's elevated, both are facing me. I'm very happy with that. The only part I don't like is that I have to be very careful when putting the tablet down, as it absolutely hates. It wants to press the numlock key. It wants to press the escape key. It wants to press the power key. So I'm going to fix that by I built this little spacer, and on the back of it are these little, I don't know if you can see them in the screen. Oh yeah, you can. These little square things that lift it up just a little bit, and even if it does flex and press on those spots, and then all the spots it has is spots that are have nothing to press on them. There's no key there. And so it will hold itself there, and it should be good. I'm hoping it's good. That's my TED Talk for the day. And the reason why I'm delaying from working is because it's going to be a longer stream, so I see no reason to rush right into the work. And I also notice a lot of people come in later in the stream anyway. What are we doing? I want to talk about three things. Well, two things we're going to do for sure is we're going to be making a tile for Gridforge for our tribe. Our tribe is a monthly subscription that gets you items every single month. We have as low as $2.49 a month, all the way up to $12.22 a month, which is a specialty one, which is a bunch of extra stuff. It's like $20 worth of stuff from our previous releases, and it has a vehicle every month, and it has the Gridforge items. So it's like a bundle deal, but you don't have to get that one. In fact, I'm going to start recommending people, if you already have a lot of our old catalog, it's better for you just to subscribe to the Gridforge tier and the vehicle tier, because it's $5 and $2.49, and that's $7.49, and then you don't get as big of a discount on stuff. But if you're not buying anything extra, like from old releases, and you already own it, save yourself some money. It's how much is it cheaper? It's like $5 less. Well, a little bit less than $5 less per month. And you miss out on $20 worth of items and some other stuff. And you also miss out on the larger ships, which are released as loyalty rewards, which we need to get back into consistently because we're now adding that yearly. But then again, when I think about it, I want to talk about, I know I'm being everywhere today. It's $5 for that, and it's $2.49, which is $7.49, right? But it is 120. It's $10.19 a month for if you do annual on Friends of Benjamin. So it's actually saving you $2.70 to not do that. Okay, so the savings aren't as big as I thought, but hey, it is an option to keep the cost down. We're going to make a deck one. Shergal showed me some old tiles, and then he had even remade. Shergal's a great person, by the way. They put up with me, and I give them terrible things. Like I shipped them a awfully done window. Oh, Benjamin is also to support the only reliable science fiction ship. We appreciate that, but there are so many, and we love that you view us as reliable. There are so many really great ship makers that have propped up recently, and I've been enjoying looking at their work. Games Art by Philip does good work. I think Addit Game Sales, who does custom versions of our ships, I hope they go into making more custom ships because they have a great eye for design. And they're already working from our files. I would just love them to switch to saying, hey, we still will do prints of those, but if you want really custom, we have our own design. And I know that sounds weird, but it's actually a rising tide. It's to help get, what is that? Oh, Mr. Incredible is done. I'm going to take a moment to swap out, my printer names are Mr. Incredible Pino, Wally, and Min. Min is short for minuet, not minimum. But Min is the shortest printer and smallest printer. I want to swap out Mr. Incredible, and let me see what I'm going to do real quick. Mr. Incredible was working on 30 through 36. Those are steps for the Typhon. This is a little bit too chill, and I do apologize for how slow and lackadaisical I am today. But it's how it will have to be. So that's 30 to 36. Making sure. I have to write them down before because there's so many steps and so many parts that it will mess me up, and I will then suddenly have a pile of parts, and I don't remember which one's which, and I don't remember which build plates are wrong. If something is missing, if there's not enough clips on it, stuff like that, because eventually all of this is going to go onto our a new version of the Typhon will get eventually released. Do hold your breath on that. I mean, don't hold your breath on that because it's going to take a while to make sure this version's good. Any other changes are needed. I still see some spots I don't love how they print, and I would love to get that in a good spot before we rush ahead and say, oh yeah, go ahead. So I have 30 through 36, and 37 through 39, and then I have 37 through 42. The 37 through 39 is a detail plate though, so that's why. And I know there's nothing to look at, but forgive me. I'm rushing away. I'm going to restart Mr. Incredible. I've also recently started putting on the rolls, and I'm going to show you guys a good tip. If you work with bamboo, matte gray, if you work with any matte gray, gray is not a consistent filament color, unlike white and black, but I love the look of gray. It's close enough to where you can mix and match parts on the same thing, but it's not good enough to where in between you do a color swap and a part is halfway one color, halfway the other. It becomes obvious it was two different rolls. So I get going and I take the batch number, which is I used to use the last two because that's unique enough, and I write down on the roll and I write down on the printer itself which batch numbers of gray they have because that's sure to be the same color. And I only load in the right color on the right printer. For example, right now, Mr. Incredible has batch 19, has 2 rolls left, and Pino has batch 26, which is one of those 4. And I just make sure all of them come together because I want to make sure it looks good. I want to make sure it looks right. And people, it drives me nuts when I'm running a print and I'm using the filament rollover and it's a different color in between. I think a lot of people don't like that. Oh, and one more thing, and then we'll actually start the real work. I'm lying to you. We're never going to work today. It's already 17 minutes, but this is a 2-hour stream, so I'm not worried about it. Woo! Oh, that's one. My part finished. This is the part I wanted done, but it just took forever. Oh, and while I'm up, let me also set this to print the rock because I need 2 more rocks and I need to hurry these out. I'm going to be flying to Sweden to stay for a bit, and I just need to make sure everything is ready and done. And so everyone who's asked for anything from me, I'm now in a mad rush to get it. So here's what I'm doing. This part goes here. Let's see how this works. I hope this works well and doesn't cause me a headache. It doesn't damage anything. It doesn't press on any keys. Okay, this goes. Ooh. This is going to be fun. You're going to either watch, this is either going to go great, or you're going to watch the laptop collapse on me and I cry. And the desk collapses and that hurts me. Which way will it be? Oh, I accidentally did press a key while trying to put this on. Okay. Okay, that goes in. That is pretty stable. And I can't press a key now. I can press enter if I push right in the middle. And then this should... Well, hot dog and cool beans. This works. In fact, I want to try my try myself, I'm going to do this. Oh, that's so much nicer. I can now tilt it as far as I like. Um, I was afraid to tilt it anymore because it felt like it was falling. But now, oh, it works. I have everything and it works. Oh, this is so nice. I'm elated. I'm not pressing any keys. Let me make sure I'm not pressing any keys. Yep, I don't see any keys being trying to be activated. And you have no idea how wonderful it is to make something that works the first time you print it. Maybe you do. Maybe that's a common feeling a lot of people have. Whew. Now I want to change something else. But I'm trying to figure out if it's safe to do while on stream, or if I should just leave it be and fix it later. I'm not going to tempt and break everything. This stand I bought, which was wonderful by the way, it was made by Huion, which is the people who make the pen displays. It was $20, which is not bad at all. And it, instead of doing that thing where you can put pressure to move it up and down, it's firmly locked by two different things and it goes into spokes. So there's no way to adjust it after you locked it down, which is perfect because I can weigh down on my pen straight on the screen. Okay. Whew. Let's start with our first item of the day. We're going to be making something. We're going to be making this thing. Not this thing. We're going to make a deck plate. And I want to save. This is my first time using this system. 0.01. We'll use millimeters because it's easier. And then I go in here and set my scale. That's good enough. Actually, I can go 1 millimeter. I'll set my scale to match. This is my most common setup because when you export out STL, you don't have to resize. It's already correct for Orca and other things because this STL annoyingly doesn't have a size. I also need to adjust a preference, which you can't see the preferences sadly, but I'm going to adjust my input because I don't like how it does the... Right now it's middle click is rotate, but I want it to be a pan. Yeah, there we go, which is actually a built-in and then this is the, yeah. What is view enhanced? I don't even know. Oh, view selected. I wasn't reading. Huh. That feels so much better. I pan more than I rotate. We're going to be bringing in our new tile, and we're going to make sure it actually slices right, because I don't love how some of these have been slicing. Am I the only one that hates that every app in the world wants to write a shortcut on your machine, and you have to just tell them no every single moment, every single day, and it never forgets it? Now, this is from the Calendula. This is not a Traveler item, I want to clarify. It is a... This is supposed to be... it's an old one that Shergal repurposed, but there's several errors in it that I don't love. Namely, it also has the wrong dimensions. But then again, I know why Sugar Girl does it that way. So, ooh. Let's correct this. I'm just doing an Alt-J, which recreates and fixes some of the topology, which is very much broken. Topology is still broken, so let's try this again. A little bit of a hint. No, it doesn't like that one. Don't love how this is looking already. We're going to restart this in the beginning and make something better. Three. That's good. Three. I'm adjusting it to be on the grid. So if you take a look at, oh, this is not even centered. Ooh. This should actually be falling on 54.6. It could actually go lower. We can actually start at 54. That's a safe. I like to start on safe numbers. Then we can go up by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I like 7. Yeah, 7 will be fine. And then we'll go down by 0.2. We go down in increment. Yeah, there we go. Everything should be in increments to where the computer is better at doing the hard work for us. This should be at minimum 1. We can do 3 though. That'll look nice. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take this and how much space do we want? This is stuff you don't notice until you start doing it, but not everything is aligned right. Everything is just slightly off than what you really want. Let's do, we have a point, we know 0.4 is, we know that's safe. Why does that feel wrong? Oh, my unit scale's off. I knew something felt weird. 0, there you go. Let's tell it to reclaim. Okay. That makes more sense what we're doing. I've actually messed up in 2 ways on this, which is a great start to a stream. Let's this is still at 5.4, which is what I want. There it goes. So it was off. We're doing steps of 2, which is a safe way of thinking. we're going to do, yeah. Should I do, let's do this first, because it'll make a cleaner edge. That's the minimum I can do safely. But let's see what it looks like on this. We're just going to do. Because that will make a one line, which is fine. Do this though. That makes a perfect two line in these perimeter engines, both in Classic and Arachne. And keeping those in mind will make details look better, because this part was not designed for, and that's a 0.4, which will keep detail. We don't want to spend time making a design that people can't see. And so let's do this. We're going to do a minimum of a 0.2 drop. Then we're going to do another 0.2 drop, because we're going to merge these a little bit later. In fact, no, I'm going to do it the easy way. You want it to, how many of these is it? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10. Okay. This is to ensure the perimeter actually slices each of these independently and doesn't try to join them together. The question is, the original design ended there, but I don't think that's visible, and it creates a lot of extra work, and it will create seams when it slices. I think, my opinion is, we should do a slightly different approach. I'm thinking, maybe this will, and I'll show you in a moment why I'm going to bring in both of them tiles and see how the perimeter system handles it. But I want to do this in a way, and this design was originally done by, I actually don't remember who did the original design. That's terrible. Whoever did it, great job. Don't remember who you are, though. And let's turn on cavities. Red just means we're seeing the inside face, which we don't want any red. But I'm going to let this be. I'm very excited about the new sign distance functions in the upcoming versions of Blender. It's going to make certain details like this much easier to do. Before you say, oh man, that's cheating to do it that way. You're right, I'm a cheater. Sorry. because assign distance function, if you should look that up if you want to see. It makes perfect. I forgot to notify somebody. Someone asked me to notify them when I'm streaming, and I forgot to. Let me do that real quick. Sorry. There you go. I could have done a thing to get this select faster, but I just was too lazy. I'm going to go down. Two. And that's going to slice right. In fact, we're going to do one extra down because we want it to be assured. There's certain things I want to make. I don't want this face to merge with this face. I can't see the normals right now. Let me turn it to my favorite material, this one. I don't want this pink and this area, these two floors, to combine when it's slicing. So I'm intentionally, yeah. Oh, I have the wrong orientation. Yes, I do. There you go. Ping, Game Tinker. Game Tinker, we haven't talked in forever. I forgot to do the Notify Me Club. Hello also to Will Richards and your rubber ducky. Now this should slice cleaner for how we are doing our look. It's a little different than the original, but let's just pop these out. F4 export STL and deck tile test. And let's see how they slice. Say, did I start Mr. Incredible? I didn't even start Mr. Incredible. He's supposed to be starting on 43 through 44. Oops. I'll start Mr. Incredible now. Actually, I'll start him after I do the... Let's do a slice test. And then we're going to move it into the thingy. And save changes. I have a minor bit of anxiety when I'm ever saving, whenever I'm closing something out, because it says, did you change something? So I didn't think I changed anything. And let's split these two objects. Yeah. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm doing. Let me switch it to the Orca Slicer. There you go. So this is the original, I believe. No, this is the new one, and this is the original. And they look very similar. And when you slice them, this one slices a little better, in my opinion, because you see these little white dots? These are seams, and they will be noticeable on a printer. A seam is where the printer has to lift up the nozzle to start again. So here it's doing this one. Oh, this layer doesn't have any. This layer would be identical. Let's go down to like here. Yeah, this would be an area that shows it. When it does this one, it has to make a bunch of little squares, and each square has a starting point, which is not where it has to finish off, and it's the seam. I think it's actually at the end or maybe at the beginning. I can't remember. But the point is, they're never that pretty looking, so this will create a bunch of little lines. And then there's also to do this weird thing with how it does that part. RS1, let's see how it does it. We actually do need to adjust one thing about it. And that it's a little too close on the top and the bottom left because it's creating these weird corner pieces, which is going to show up when you have the print. This is going to already, I think, look better than the original natural slice. So let's go in here. And we're allowed to cheat a little bit. Are we? How is it slicing? See. It's 1.2. So if we give it 0.4, that's 1.6. We also scale it just a little bit. It's 1.2 that way as well. I made a bad mistake. So this needs to go down by 0.8. And then that will be correct. Let's turn on, I call this kissing because it looks like it's kissing. I don't know. It looks like two vertices are kissing. That's what I see. And it's going to say there's a non-manifold edge, but the non-manifold edge is the center because it doesn't check for the, oh no. Is there another non-manifold edge? No, it's just the middle. Now let's make sure this makes sense. Oh, you guys could, I need to remember that you guys can't see it when I switch. I need to actually switch with when I'm doing it. So let's replace this one and see what it looks like now. Ignore this extra piece. Yes. Now, do you notice that the edges are no longer doing that weird corner thing? So when it does this one, it does these little corners first, and it does that. This one now can do the full sweep each location with a little bit of in-between. There. Whew. It is good to be able to get this done. That makes me happy. So we're going to pop this over. We're going to close this out. And let's switch you over to Blender again. Why is Blender not showing up? Okay. I now have to find the template tile that I made. I think it's in data. Production. Gridforge. I'm going to switch over to this new one. I also need to close out everything because everything is a search thing that shows all your files. And I don't want to do that. Okay, and I'm going to switch task to whatever this one is. What is this one? How do I refresh my windows? Does anyone know how to do that? Because I can't see the new... There it goes. How do I? Where did the push-up button go? How do I torture my streamer now? You know, I I have been doing push-ups again, and I will actually do a stretch because you've just mentioned it, and we're gonna be doing a very, very uh, well, I know if I meant in OBS, the Windows things were the number of windows open was not changing. I think yeah, deck has never been used. Uh, I'll I'm gonna take a moment, and if you're watching, you should too. I mean, unless you know you're somewhere where you can't, but we're just gonna take a moment to do a little stretch. Oh, don't hit the wall. Back up, and then back down again, and then back up. Hit the wall on the way back down. Well, not the wall, lines, and just do that. And show your little tummy when you step people. Oh, good. The camera actually blocks it. And this is the one. This is actually a company. This is the Second Dynasty's YouTube. I I might do Twitch again if I do this stuff where I am streaming development of a new version of 3DO. But we'll wait and see. This is don't when you do this exercise. Some people put their palms on their ears, but it hurts your ear because it makes this weird suction uh, thing if you go fast. Four. Actually, I'm at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you reach for the rope. Oh, Game Tinker, tell me about what's going on in your life while I do my exercise. 5, 6. Oh, 5. Now it's 5. I keep counting them. 8, 9, 10. Woo. Whew. That was way too much effort. Let's never do that again. Again? No. Wait, you haven't told me. Are you saying I'm repeating myself? Because you haven't told me anything yet. I need my modifier tools. I forgot I don't have them. Oh, it's an extension, not an add-on. There we go. Wait, why is my preferences not saving? Interface. Navigation. One moment. It's set to do the wrong thing. And I just changed it to pan. Save. Don't know what that was about. Oh, you're trying to do a game thingy again, but this time you made some. That's awesome. Just keep working. Uh, Giving up and retrying is okay. I mean, I think it's okay. I give up all the time. This is a neat trick. You can just do this. I prefer these weird connections over doing a proper quad thing because it does the job. Why is this not working? And then we just do a solid check. Oh, it says something's wrong with it. Oh, that's right. There you go. We only want to see the bottom area. And then we can do viewport viz. And let's just run a script. Let me make sure I haven't messed something up. This looks right. Let's see if it runs. I haven't done this script in a while. We are doing a Gridforge is a fun little campaign we ran where you can do swappable tiles on bases. And this was the Gridforge thing. And now we have it to be folder. I'm getting the export out. We're going to do several things today. Well, actually, we're doing the major thing. We're getting the deck done, which is a new flooring type, and you swap the tiles. And it was a nice little campaign. I think there's a description, a link in the description, but if not, I think if you type in yeah, it's the Gridforge campaign by Second Dynasty. Their website is terrible, so do forgive it, but that was this thing. So now that we've run this, I can now leave it be. I don't want to touch that. We now have all 16 variants. We're going to now set up our marketing render. I haven't done a marketing render in a bit, so let's see if I remember how. Marketing render. That seems reasonable. I'm downloading a big 500 megabyte file. Because we got to make the marketing material for it, and then we got to upload it and give it out to the tribe. But it'll go out to the tribe after the stream is over, not during the stream. Why not do it during the stream? I gotta think about that. It's still loading. Blender is not frozen. It's Dropbox that's frozen. It's still syncing. And I still have 100 gigs left of syncing for my OneDrive. I sync the entire OneDrive because I'm planning on doing a cleanup event. Let's do a full copy. This is going to be the deck. We don't need the lighting because we don't use it. Let's set the world, I use sunset. Where is sunset? Let me find it real quick. This is such a powerful search engine. If anyone has not used this yet, it's called Everything. I mean, you can't see it, but it really does just search everything for you. There you go. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's good to see you again. It feels like I haven't talked to you in ages. I don't remember what I did. I think I did 0.1, right? Nope. Nope, nope, that's wrong. It's 0.01? Yeah. Okay, let's do top. Oh, you didn't notice the stream notification? That's probably because I forgot to do it. So that's not on you at all. Are these of a material? Yeah. I think I also set the reminder way too late. I had set the reminder during the stream because I've completely dropped the ball, which is normal. Okay, and now we're going to do the protected view. I'm so excited to try this. I have no idea how it's going to work. Okay, let's test this. Is it done? I think it's doing the freestyle rendering, which is CPU bound. That's done. Neato. Okay, that was quick. I go to sales material. I'm just doing the campaign stuff, getting it done. Where's my floor? Production. Is it under production? Marketing renders. Gridforge. Floor. Deck. Close up. Okay, and then I need to set the other camera. And render again. You guys can't see the render, sadly, but it is doing its job. And it's done. That was fast. We are speeding along right now. I'm so excited because we might actually just upload it today. They close, my manufacturer shuts down tomorrow. Let me get, for 1 hour. I don't know why I told you that. It's just in my brain right now. So let me set up I've never used this account for my manufacturer. I never used this computer for my manufacturing. So let's see how that goes. Launch everything. This is so powerful. This everything thing just finds, it's instant. It's a search that goes across your entire computer instantly to get you a file you need. I think that's amazing. And we're going to be switching to Affinity as soon as I'm allowed to. How do I make... I have to like click something else before I can get to it. Is this really what they look like? Ew. Oh well. Not my job. I mean, it is my job, but it's also not. So we're gonna get the production. Or did I just pop that down? And I'll even show you me writing up something about it. I know that's fun, watching someone slowly write copy. Does this have an effect on it? No, it's just 17%. Okay. We're going to take a tiny short break now that we've done this. And the font is wrong. I just noticed that. We'll have to go download Orbitron because I don't have it installed. So we'll get Orbitron. What's this one supposed to be? Interface. This is supposed to be... What font are you supposed to be? Maybe that's also Orbitron. So I'm going to take a really quick break. After, you know what, let's install Orbitron first. Then I'll take a break. For like 3 minutes for, yeah, exactly. Orbitron, download. And install. I love how everything is so easy now. Just once. We don't use SLA for this. Something is wrong and I don't know what it is, so I'm going to check floor diamond tiling. What font is that? It's weird to me that it's not. It's saying it's just missing Optima Bold. It just says Optima Bold's missing. So let me go get that. The weird part is, it doesn't tell me that. Let's install Optima Bold, which should fix the problem. Yeah, I don't worry too much about things. It's just too much effort. It says we're missing Optima Bold now. But I installed Optima. I'm going to install Optima Regular, install Optima Bold, I'm going to install every, it's expecting static fonts, which is a part of the problem. And this should be 17%. And we're going to relaunch it because it's clearly on the fritz. One moment. I appreciate your patience. It says my bitrate's low. Did something happen? Let's give it a moment to fix itself. Did that work? It claimed. Wait. It just. Here's the part that I don't understand. It doesn't give me time to read its notification. It says Optima Bold. Oh, Optima! See, I'm thinking on another font entirely. So let's go get Optima. What in the world is this? It's created a bunch of garbage for me. So I'm going to relaunch this one more time and hope it's going to be correct. Open recent, floor deck. Yes, everything is now right. Oh, that was frustrating. Okay. So we now have our floor decking, which we can now save out. Hot dog. And we're going to go to our library. The problem is I can't remember what our library is on, what our rules are for the deck. So I have to go to and see what's, we have 9 notifications. I bet it's a bunch of the same thing over and over again. Okay. I'm gonna let you guys see my screen in just a moment, just to make sure there's nothing in here that's that is sensitive. I don't see anything, so let's go here. We'll go to this one. Okay. Just gonna do edit. So name. Floor deck. Category is tabletop terrain sci-fi. Okay. Tabletop terrain science fiction. Cool beans. It is private. It will be uploaded as private. That's a lot of stuff to type. Why would we tag it Second Dynasty? The tags don't do. Why the font change half the text? I don't know. Things don't make sense. It's just does it be. Like, why do we tag STL? That doesn't make sense. Of course it's an STL. That's not a useful tag. I don't know. And why can I copy and paste? Why can I not copy and paste in here? They try to make all these helpful things, but they make it actively worse every time than it was before. Ugh. Because if I could just paste in this. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. I was getting flustered by something. Mm-hmm. Floors are expensive, $8. Yep. No, I'm gonna fix it. That's actually already correct. So let's pop this into Notepad real quick, because Notepad++. Do an Alt deck. Available for free here. And this is I don't like having to copy and paste, and it doesn't even support. There we go. And the weird other part is I can do a submission. Ooh. And it goes through just fine. Come on, upload. Awesome. And then I can go back in to edit it. You see this object here? It says when it's approved. This is all it means. I just go through, mark them approved, approved, save. And now it's approved. When you have a studio license, they let you just approve things. It doesn't make sense how they do it. And we're going to take a moment because I have to go to a spot on the site you can't look at. So we'll just pull up on this page, and I need to go to the tribe and release it. And then it'll be released. Hot dog. If you want to know more about our tribe, you can go to, there's a link in the description. Yeah, when you pay enough, they let you just do your own approvals. Okay, and I'm going to do another one. I'm now going to do this, save and distribute. We're going to do one more thing. We're going to make a package for something. If you want to know more about our tribe, you can click this link. It's expensive. I don't hide that fact. Okay, that's it. That's now up. We're gonna make another post. We need to get the Cotel 270 done. The Cotel is the potato ship that we worked on. In fact, let me just share my screen. Is there a button that automatically changes it to... I could have sworn there is a thing that does this for you, but I just don't remember what it is. There's the Cotel. It's the potato ship. Cotel is the Kurdish word for potato. And if you haven't seen, we're actually doing a backer kit right now. So this is the Aesir Fleet. It's a series of tail sitters, and they're really cool, 28 millimeter. I'm going to go take a quick bathroom break. But while I do that, you guys watch a trailer for it, and you can then print it out and put stuff like that. I'm just going all kinds of ways. Go watch it.
Hi, I'm Ben from Second Dynasty.
5 years ago, we launched Sleipnir, our love letter to fusion torch rocket ships, and since then, Sleipnir has become one of our most popular creations, with its modular design, stackable decks, and detailed interiors. Now, we are expanding the fleet with brand new ships for tabletops of all sizes. From the Valkyria to the Ratatosk patrol ship, the Mercurian gunship Fenrir, and the massive torpedo destroyer Nidhogg. Even Sleipnir is back with a complete overhaul.
Built for tabletop gamers, these ships are printer friendly, require no supports, and are packed with detail inside and out. Our ships are scaled for 28mm miniatures. With stackable decks, you can lift off each level and spread them out on the table, giving you and your players full overview of the action. Don't have a 3D printer? No problem. We'll print for you, but get in quick while slots last. And the fleet is just getting started. Unlock new weapons, ship variations, and maybe even an entirely new starship as we push beyond our funding goals. Command your Aesir Fleet today, only on Backer Kit launch.
Ooh, my goodness, I had to hurry. That's not a lot of time to use the restroom and wash your hands for the proper amount of time. I did one little last scoot to get back here in time. But that is the Aesir Fleet. Now you might be saying, what in the world are we looking at now? This is the Cotel. This is the 270 version of it. I think, yeah, it has the original, which is more complete, more beautiful. That's the word I'll use. But we're going to, this was what I originally worked on, and then I made it into this little miniature version. And it has a little stand. It's a cute little stand. And I'm excited to release this. This is actually was going to be what I was going to stream today until a certain person asked for it a little earlier. In the middle of the night, I kind of threw this together. I made a few errors, though. In fact, why don't we fix these errors together? Because it's going to bug me. Let's make the Cotel right. So here's our objects. We've split it up into a 4-piece. Don't need this anymore. This was just sample objects. What are these? These are just lights. Okay. We're going to sort these by where they're going to connect at. And how did I split this? I split it here. So let's move this to the 4. I'm going to turn that off. Everything will go to 4, and we're going to also get rid of this. These little things are not needed for the purpose of what we're doing. So let's do, this should go to aft. Aft. All this goes to aft, and we're just splitting it in a way that makes sense. So this is the aft piece. It will do its lovely job, and we're going to just make this a little prettier, a little more stable. And hopefully by doing that, it'll become a better part. So this wall thing has to go because it's a detail that no one's ever going to see. This wall detail also needs to go. Because again, no one sees it. And so that door just butts into nothing, but that's okay because that will be a stable connection. We also need to adjust this piece because it's wrong. It's one of those that I didn't notice. I messed it up until later. Closest. Go. We need a little box here. Let's get rid of these. We're getting rid of every clip hole because we can't use clips anyway. On this small of a thing. And let's create a blob object. No, I think I should do this a little better than I did last time. Nah. And we just need a little bit of offset. This is just a blob object to make it to where I can see what's going on. And then I see no red. And it fully covers all areas that could be sampled wrong. So that's a good blob. You'll see what that's for a little bit later. For the 4, this blob is okay, but you might not notice it. I mean, you do actually notice it. It's incredibly apparent. If we go in and set the material to there, that's a blob. We can see it actually is accidentally poked through here, which we don't want. And we can see it's damaged several other areas. Interesting. And that's just from a lack of planning. It shouldn't jet out that much. Whew. I have nothing to talk about. This is the best stream I've ever done in my life. Just sitting here doing nothing. I feel so free. goal is just to be barely enough where we don't have an issue with how it samples, because it's going to sample this area. And what I mean by sample is it's just going to make sure that that's not fun. We're just making this shape close enough. Without jutting out like we currently are. I'm not liking what it's doing, so let's try again. I think I can actually trick it and have it be right just by doing one little neat little workaround. And that is, we're going to set up windows here, fake windows, and now there'll be a definitive interior and exterior. I don't know if that's going to work well, but let's test it out. Let's do Cotel 274, selection only. And let's do aft. I know this one's right. Let's do Cotel. I'm going to go into Orca Slicer. Actually, we're going to use... No, we'll use Prusa Slice. I don't have it installed on this machine. I'll have to get it later. This is a very long stream. This is almost... feels too long. And we got to render... We got to do a render of the Cotel as well, 270. That's going to be fun. We can pull out our 270 shaders, which are really nice looking, in my opinion. Marketing, no, there. I know you don't see anything yet. I'm pulling it up, the file. $270. Okay. Now you're going to see a bunch of errors. You see 98 errors. That's fine. We're not even worried about that. We're going to just do a fixed model. And you don't see this, but it's doing the repair model object right now. And it's now running on the 4. The 4 is going to be weird because it's going to have an interior. But I believe, if I did this right, it should be within reason. Okay. So that's done. And the reason why we use this particular system instead of just doing inside Blender is because I like how it spits out better. I think it makes a nicer mesh for manifoldness, and it takes significantly less work. And then let's go back, and we're going to go into our 270 scene, which you should see now. And we're going to pop in these two files. Anybody saying, wait, the size is wrong. It's not wrong. It's within reason. We made a tiny error, and that there is this little flat invisible plane. These errors pop up from not properly shooting out a tiny section into another object. This should actually have less errors on the inside. It does, actually. Oh, it actually fully cleaned it up. What do you know? This looks actually very clean. There's a few odd spots, but like right there, but this is a perfectly clean mesh. This one needs a little more help, so let's fix it. We're going to go back to our scene, and we now know how it sliced it, and we're going to fix its errors. I can even see that I made that mistake. So this, if this ejects in 5.1 in, that works. And then 0.1. The only one we don't want to mess with, we do actually want to mess with this one because we want that to be sealed. That's now properly done to where all these little overlaps ensure how we do the slice. This one, we need to do it again. Go up a little bit, just enough to intersect. And then we take this one. And those little areas that look like they're dancing is areas that now have proper overlap, which sample better. Finally, I'm going to do this tiny extrusion just into the object because it should be unnoticeable. It is noticeable. There's a problem. There's two ways to solve it. You either force this one into this area, which I think we can get away with a little bit. 0.01. It's a tiny. I don't think anyone would notice that, and that should sample better. We'll export the STL. This is apt, and then we're going to reload it inside Orca Slicer. Let's fix this model. Oh! I'm going to do a quick exercise. If you're watching at home, you should also exercise if you're able to. It can be whatever you want it to be. But let's set the Cotel 270 aft, replacing it, and we're going to take a look inside our 270 scene, and let's see how it feels. Okay, as you saw before, the previous time, we had some issues where the aft just did not look right. Now let's take a look inside of it. Do you notice all of those weird super thin areas have been removed? It's now clean. It is good. It's clean and good. Before you think, oh, that's the center of it, don't be fooled. The thing that does that is not accurate. Okay. We're finding something that I know is safe, and then we're going to snap with the active to this space. And then we're going to set the origin to the 3D cursor. So now these are aligned in the same way. We can move them safely and scale them safely. Now you might be wondering, how in the world, what do you scale them to be? Here's a neat thing you can do. Just pick an arbitrary scale. Then we have 59 divided by 270. in there. It solves it for you. Because 59 is our scale and 270 is the desired new scale. I love that you can just put math inside of it. We're going to also do a Boolean. A Boolean operator is where we put a hole in something or join it together using maths. It's very convenient, and it's generally accurate when you're working with already manifold objects. All that did was it put two supporting clip holes. Supporting clip is our small hole into this face for us. We could do it manually, but we'll just let the computer do it. And also put a little stand hole in the bottom. These are now correct, which is wonderful because we're going to render it. I love rendering them. Let's do export this STL to 4 and export this STL to aft. There we go. That's great. Oh, now I need to go and find our, let me open the everything app and type in 270. Let's do 270 test. Pulsefire Gaming, how are you doing? I always forget about that you also do some cool stuff too. That sounds horrible how I said that. What my meaning is I forget that you actually have your own, and Shadow Liger. Where did you guys show up? You're showing up near the end of the stream, but that's fine. I'm not upset. I'm glad that you came. This is a very long stream though. Pulsefire does, please check out their, it is, forgive me, it's YouTube. It's YouTube. They do YouTube. What I'm on right now. Oh, your meeting is just finished. Shadow Liger. Well, you know what you should do? You should do an exercise. So we're doing the render. I was fixing up, I sent to Shergal last night, the 270, but I don't like how it came out, so I was redoing it. Don't tell Shergal because he'll be upset because then you'll have to redo it. But I was doing this shader because we're going to release today. We've already released for the Gridforge tier, the new deck flooring, and we're going to do the Cotel 270 today for the regular tier. And I'm going to go to the Friends of Benjamin and give them both as well. That way everyone who's on the new stuff gets cool stuff. If you're on old back catalog, you don't get any new stuff right now. Well, you know what? No, I'm going to give them two. I'm not going to be rude. I am the rude one when it comes to this. If I had my way, we would not give out so much stuff. Thank you. Okay. Let's see what is the color from TV Studio? Oh, it's packed. Okay, I don't have to worry about it. You gotta give him a taste. Yeah, a little taste. Just need a taste. That's horrible. I don't know why I'm talking like this. There's only one scene, so we're gonna call it the hotel. I'm gonna move it into the right spot. Because this is in the wrong location. For some reason, it's really slow right now. Is it? Okay, I accidentally made a mistake earlier where I set it to use the wrong render system. It's on GPU, okay. Yeah. My most experience to gangsters is the great Hollywood movie ride at the old MGM Studios, now Disney Studios or something. I don't remember. And that's what I remember. And there's a little gangster, and if you don't know, it was like you went through all these different movies, but there was still a plot to it. which was cool. And you went through all the different movies. And I remember there's like a section with a gangster, and there's like a gunfight, and then he's like, and then he shows you and it says you can't go until the light's green, and he says watch this, and he shoots the light out, and he says no more red light, and then they go through the door. This is what I remember. This is what my brain says is important. Let's see what happens this renders. It's on GPU compute. Oh, it's still loading the render kernel. But that is what John remembers from his vacations. And I remember the only thing I remember from going to California was the electric light parade. Trying to shave my legs as a 4-year-old because I saw someone else do it and I wanted to do it, and a Muppet sign. I know that was very important. It was very important. I tell you this. It's on the 4080. What's going on? I'm just checking to see what's. It says loading render kernels. I don't understand. Why is it so slow? It says may take a few minutes. This is excessively long. Hold fire. You're going to start making spaceships? I was talking about how Aiden makes some cool stuff. Are you going to start doing your own? Because if you are, we're going to fight. What is taking so long? What, you have 3 ships done? Can you like link that in the other stuff on our Discord, please? I did not know about this. And if you already did and I just missed it, I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. Blender crashed, which is not like Blender. Sins of a Solar Empire. That sounds like me. I should I also do a tactical? No, there's no point in doing a tactical. It's already tactical size. I just realized that. Okay. Oh, it didn't crash. Okay. Yeah, there we go. The ship is too powerful for Blender. Okay. Got cosmic powers and then doing space. Hmm. Um. Hmm. So the render is set slightly, the banding is set slightly too much. There we go. That looks much more reasonable. Render. I want render lines, but I don't want it to be excessively so. I want it to look pretty. I want to feel like a pretty princess. Dripped into the wind like a potato. I don't think you guys can see what it's doing. Oh, there we go. Now you can watch it. Isn't it a pretty little princess? Cotel is Kurdish for potato. I'll have to look something from Factorio. Ah, patterns on cones. I'm looking so forward to sign distance functions. They're gonna make patterns on cones so much easier. Pulsar. It's gonna be amazing. It's just not ready yet. Oh, I accidentally launched the wrong program. Designer, please. I don't use photo. I mean, I do get to use photo because it has an AI model in it for doing selection of masks. It's a local model trained on approved art to be able to select things in photos. Okay, that's a useful tool in the creation of stuff. And if you have a problem with that, I'm sorry. We just have to disagree on this. I have to go to my other computer real quick because I worked on this on a previous computer. So I don't know the name of the file I'm looking for. I like how Discord, while I'm trying to use the program, it's trying to advertise to me. Say, hey, do this. Do this and get this. You know what I forgot to do? I didn't even run the print that I was supposed to be running. So let's load, while I'm going to go find that item, let's launch on Mr. Incredible 43 through 44. It is such a nice thing to have a machine that can run so many things. I'm so glad I got 64 gigs of RAM. It feels so much nicer than 16 gigs. On 16 gigs, I could watch during its, I knew when it was swapping the page file when I was flipping between programs. On this one, I haven't had it happen yet. I mean, it will happen because I'm a heavy user, but it's not yet. I'm going to send this to Mr. Incredible. I think 64 gigs of RAM will last me at least 3 years, which is a nice investment when you think about it. And then my next one, I want to get 128. No, I want to go 4 times. I want to go to 512 gigs of RAM for my own amusement. I want to have as much RAM as I had in my first hard drive. No, I do. I just realized I do. My very first laptop was this Gateway, the Calbox ones. And I think it had a 40 gigabyte hard drive. So I now have more RAM than I had just a hard drive space. Come on. Oh. This is the first time that's happened for me. Oh, It's actually under the Epsilon bomber, which is a terrible Epsilon bomber. That needs to be reverted because that's a mistake. But that happens. Let's go to the hotel. Well, that's 3 years from now. You can have like 192 gigabytes of RAM on consumer chips now. The searches have been above 2 terabytes of RAM per month. 2 terabytes is almost as much hard drive space as I have. Almost. I have 3 terabytes. And by almost, I mean ridiculously far away. But I like to imagine it. There are machines now. I'm pretty sure there are dedicated ASIC style machines that have more than like 8 terabytes of RAM now that are used for AI. I think that sounds right. I am just moving. I'm moving something over to the print. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I keep forgetting to run a 15-hour print. And I need to run it now because I don't want to wait forever tomorrow. If I start it late tonight, it'll be too late. Actually, where does it end now? It's 17. 17 plus 15 is 32. 32 minus 24 is 8. So even though I started it just now, it's now going to be done at 8, which I'm already awake for. You have one. You have right now is 8.5 terabytes. How many drives? Why do you dedicate so much space to 3D printing? I don't understand. You have your videos? Because I can get that. I was thinking about going to a 8 terabyte machine, due to, but it was just so expensive, and I'm fine with what I got. Oh, you guys can't see my screen. I always forget to. I need to set it up to where it auto switches. You have 2.5 terabytes of STLs. That's a lot. I don't have that much. I never like do multi-renders. I think I should. Let's go back to Blender. It is so nice to have, by the way. Oh, 48 terabytes of play. That's nice. You're a fancy person. I don't have the fancy. But why am I doing this? I can instead just do this. Oh, what did I just do? Oh, I hit the wrong key. And you don't want to join these because it will mess with how it does the... By the way, whoa, Eric, for real? Which ship? It's an yeah. Tell us about your printer, Eric. This is exciting. The Cotel is intended to be like a designer stole, like saw an Erebus and then like said, I must have it," and then paid someone else to make it without talking to them first. I didn't notice that mistake in the render earlier. There's a mistake in render and I don't like it. Oh, it's because I did the wrong orientation. This is what I meant by I have to be careful. Okay, so you got to do it this way. Then apply the rotation because it makes the sampler work correctly. I can close this out. Oh, yes, I do want to say. Oh, an Elegoo, that's a resin printer. We don't, I recommend picking a resin designed object. I don't know why it's glitching right now. Let me go see what's using up all the processing power right now. One moment, people. Something is slowing down. Something is using 100% of my CPU. I bet you it was that preview renderer. Yeah, I just meant that maybe you should pick a ship designed for resin. Um, I was about to ban you, Game Tinker. Oh, you're not allowed to talk anymore. I know. I realized it after the fact. Like, it's like this is not like you've changed. I thought you were a good person, but you are not. It's the problem is we don't provide supports. We do support free, but the support free is meant only for FDM because the bottom area there's so much stuff. When you lay it down, it will not go so smoothly when it tries to do the next layer on resin, and it would be almost impossible to get off the build plate. But Eric, I'm excited, and we do make things that are resin friendly. It's just the hotel was not resin friendly, sadly. Wish it was. It should. Well, you will need to do supports, but yeah, that is friendlier. And let me adjust the, yeah. See, this is a more interesting. I need to remember to always include like extra stuff. You can flip this. There's no problem flipping it because it is a symmetrical object. I'm gonna make a folder. I always forget how you make a folder. Is it Control G? No? Where's the folder button? There used to be a folder button, but I never know where it is anymore. Is it just called a group now? I guess it is. Because then you can drop stuff into the group, and you can move things into the group and out of the group, and it keeps its consistency. You're not, like, fighting it over and over. We do, and I do apologize, but I was saying that just make sure when you do your first resin prints, pick things specifically assured to print friendly in resin. Total is not a friendly resin item. I wish it was. I use an Elegoo. Actually, you have two Elegoos, an Ultra, Saturn 4 Ultra, or is it a 5 Ultra? They don't make a 5 Ultra, right? So it has to be, it's something. It is a printer. Okay, it is the Saturn 4 Ultra 16K. That's what it is. And I also have a DLP one, which I love for really fine detail. It's a good printer. I'm looking at this. This feels reasonable. This looks interesting and dynamic. And I think it's clear that it's a small scale item because I've had these little details in it. My farm uses S4 Ultras. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, so we're going to now go to the store. Don't worry, I'm going to get you guys a pop-up. If you are on our tribe, which, again, we've already discussed this, so you'll find FDM, not FMD, is I'm sorry. I'm reading something that popped up that you guys can't see. And it's making me laugh so much. Don't worry, you're going to see something in a moment. Just I had to. Clips, supporting clip. We'll do supporting clip and supporting clip. Right. Because you need it for the. No. I've never done a screen replacement. Remember the Saturn 4 Ultra 16K just came out. So if I had to do a screen replacement, that'd be terrible. The DLPs, I don't know if you ever replace their screen. I don't know. Okay, so let me go to. Everything is so fast at search. I don't know how it does it. Why do you have to change so many screens? You're scaring me. How can it be this bad? And how many hours do you get on them? This is why I like DLP, because you don't worry about it. There's so many of these things. And some of these are mistakes. Like, why do we have an S? Just S. Nothing else. I feel like that's a mistake. Hmm. The screen warranty, I haven't even opened mine yet. So you're saying the screen warranties from when you buy it, which makes sense. So my screen warranties gonna be expired before I even start using it. Hmm. Yeah, it's just a potato. Potato 321. It's so good to see you. Oh, the potato 321. It also was good to see you too, Game Tinker. But I just realized who was saying it. I like S. Um, I can't remember the fake name I have for everyone right now. I think it's Game Cat, but for but I'm gonna get my Cotel. We were actually working on the Cotel, so let's do that. Let's do the Globial Pirate. We're actually ending the stream now. Sadly, you're at the very end. We're ending it with the release of whatever it is I'm doing today. Cotel 270 sales image. It's such a useful letter. And, are we now in like a Sesame Street thing? The letter of the day is S. I like S. S is a nice curvy letter. S is such a useful letter. R is useful too. Oh, I always forget this. Okay. Oh, I have to. Does this work? Yeah, that I need to go to another page to grab what we're supposed to say to people because I don't remember. I need to set up a little notepad with that information in it. Yeah, my back itches. Okay, submit, and then we gotta approve it real quick. This part I can't show because it's the private part. It's the private area of the website. They don't want to showing how everything works. This part everyone knows. But if you can just pay for the $10 thing and you'll see this stuff. So approve, approve. Let me go approve everything. Everything's approved. Great. And this picture's approved. Wonderful. Yeah, you can totally print this, Eric, with supports. You can even use auto supports for a generally fine job. This is your. It's my ass, not yours. You don't get to have it. I want to take a moment to thank you all for coming to the stream. We have streamed for more than 2 hours. We had a short break I could stream some more, but I think that we are at the end. If you're in our tribe, which is great, please consider joining the tribe. The link is in the channel below thing. Like, subscribe, the things that people have to do in this world. And I'm going to be setting out an update on Tribe with all the new things, thanking them, explaining some stuff. Yeah, postcards of a Tribe. Yes, and I remember to notify Ping after the fact. I'm managing the releases for everyone, so everyone gets the hotel. Not everyone gets the hotel, but we're going to do one more floor a little later. We're going to be doing the wood floor, which is exciting. I don't have that ready yet. You just got the notification, Pulsar, but that's ridiculous because I set up the stream a day ago. Is when I said it. I was going to stream. Do they want me to like do a week in advance of when I'm going to stream and then know exactly when I'm stream? Because I can't. I don't know. Back catalog gets it, and of course the old Cult of Benjamin gets it, which is a hidden tier. Oh, that. I wish it didn't. I wish it didn't tell you that. I don't want it to notify you on its schedule. I want control over that. I want to be able to say a message to you saying, hey, here are the new releases that we've added in the middle of the month. And have like pictures and all that fun stuff. And it doesn't, it just says, oh, I'm just going to do it. I want control. I wish they gave me more control. I wish there was like a spot on the site that had message you can auto send, or you can choose to control it. Because I don't feel like I have control on any of how I reach out to you, tribers, people in the tribe. For example, we ran a sale on the 22nd, but people didn't get the notification until 4 days later, which is bizarre. Oh well, guys, peoples, thank you for attending my event. I started reading something. I need to remember I'm on stream. I want to thank you. You're awesome. For those of you who know what this is just gonna do. That's something I used to do on a different channel, a different world, a different time, different era. But it's good to see you that have come back. And for those who joined from regular Second Dynasty, we'll be doing another stream next week. I may even stream more in other ways, like tomorrow even. But I don't know. Let them set up some notifications. Ciao, and be well.